Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm wearing a blanket.
Alright, so welcome back everybody to the Crossover Podcast. My name is David Szajnuk. On the second episode with video, I have a very special guest today. I teased it a little bit last episode, but this is my lovely wife, Emily.
Thank you.
To give you a quick background on her, she was a vocal performance major for her first undergrad in college, turned full-time musical theater student at the American Musical and Dramatic Academy in New York City. She has gone on to, she now is a usher at the Tina Turner musical, previously at Waitress, while she auditions and basically preps to enter the industry at some point in time. So, welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having me here. This is just a little awkward because, I'm married too and everything, so.
Yeah, it's kind of weird having the conversation on camera to a certain extent. It feels a little bit unnatural, but then again, tell me this doesn't feel at the same time like whenever you hop on the mic, whenever we're just like messing around or like you come on to like say hi to my friends and all that and kind of BS there, it has like a similar feeling to that.
Yeah, I'm always making fun of you on camera. I mean, what is a good marriage without, like, I don't know, just messing with each other all the time? You gotta just make fun of each other sometimes, so.
Yeah. You don't watch many podcasts or listen to many podcasts in general, do you?
Not really. I typically listen to, if I do listen to podcasts, one like theatrical type podcasts, obviously, because I'm a theater person, but not too many. It's not really my thing. So I just wanted to. But you asked me to be on your show, being married to a gamer, what it's like, and all that. So here I am. Yeah. Hello.
Let me actually adjust the mic just a little bit because I think it's sitting just a little bit there. That's fine. I can edit all the audio as it comes. But, so, the main thing that I wanted to talk on this episode about is you have, for some godforsaken reason, elected to live a life married to a video game player. I sent you a TikTok, but I highly doubt that you watched it, of somebody making fun of adults saying, if you are a woman, and you are dating a man over the age of 25 that plays video games, you need to run for the hills. And thoughts?
Yeah. A little bit. I mean, obviously, this is our dog, Coco. She keeps trying to lick my face. Obviously, it's I don't know. It's definitely different. Like you're a gamer and you play a lot, and but it's also something you're really passionate about and something that you want to be part of your life and your career, and that's great. It's obviously I'm not really much of a gamer at all except Animal Crossing.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about first. Was what is you as much as you say that you are not a gamer, you are to a certain extent. So throw back a little bit. When we first started dating, there was this random game that I have no clue what it's called, but it was the horse game, where like you basically got horses from a breeder, you leveled them up, you trained them, all that. Like you played, like I would compare it to like a horse roller coaster tycoon.
You mean Horse?
I guess I don't remember that. I didn't play.
I was like a teenager when I played that, so I don't know what he's talking about. I finished that up like before we even met, I think. But
yeah,
it was a website called Horse, and I think it's actually still around. But it used to be like super popular when I was younger and stuff like that. I played it all the time from like when I was 12 to like 16, constantly. But yeah, I think it shut down for a while, but I think it came back up now. But now it's kind of, I don't know. It's not good anymore. But I'm not really. I don't know. I don't consider myself much of like a gamer. But like I did definitely get into Animal Crossing. I had played like a little bit of Animal Crossing once before with like my friends. I think I did it back. I don't know. One of the beginning couple games that I tried out. But I mean, I never really got into it. And then quarantine. David, your phone went into. The video stopped.
No, video's still going.
Stop.
No, it's still going.
Okay. His phone's dying, so if your phone dies, sometimes I don't know if you're going to make it on this video.
Yeah, I will.
Anyway, so, I got into Animal Crossing, especially during quarantine, because unfortunately, with everything going on, as you know, I'm temporarily, like, laid off from my job. Not permanently, but just temporarily, because Broadway shut down for the unforeseeable future. Started from, being shut down in March. Now it's till next June at least. So, I was very bored, and we were quarantined into our New York City apartment in our studio before we moved to one bedroom all alone. And so, I definitely got really bored. And so I decided to, invest in this new a game that was like huge, Animal Crossing New Horizons. And it was awesome. And I've been playing it a lot. I was playing it like obsessively. I was playing it like, honestly, like obsessively, like all day, every day for 3 months straight.
For those 3 months, I think it's safe to say that you played more video games than I did.
Yeah. Well, because there was nothing else to do. I mean, we were absolutely, I went from working constantly and auditioning and being busy with my life to like nothing. And I was bored. And so it just went to, playing Animal Crossing constantly. And then it kind of just, honestly, I finished it. Like I kind of finished all the tasks to do, and I kind of quickly got bored, and then my friends kind of did as well, because we all finished like our tasks around the same time. And so then we kind of just we stopped playing it, and now we do play it off and on now, but not very often anymore. It's just when like new things come, like there's a big Halloween event going on right now, so I check in occasionally. But yeah, but other than that, I'm not really like a gamer. I just but I support him doing it. It's just definitely a lot. You definitely are, he enjoys, obviously you do enjoy doing these podcasts lately as well as videos now, and you play a lot of video games. You play like League of Legends. When I first met you, you used to play like Minecraft, which we occasionally played together. That was a lot of fun. And then you went into like Smite and stuff. I think Smite, and then went into League of Legends and things like that. So
it's amazing that it's not amazing. I guess it should.
Oh, and Call of Duty, that's another big one too.
Yeah, that's probably my most played game. But it always shocks me the amount of knowledge that you pertain when it comes to these things. Obviously, part because I kind of do get a little bit obnoxious with it, and I'm well aware of that. The look says it all.
Yep. I love him, but, I care a lot about, obviously his passions and his goals and, like, stuff he's interested in. So, I definitely try to pay attention and like listen to it. So I do retain a lot of the information, but at the same time I'm just, video games are not really my thing. I'm in the arts. I enjoy musical theater and performing, singing, so it's not really my thing, but I support you in your goals.
To be fair, I do try and tailor some of the content that I show you to the things that you like.
Yeah.
For example,
I mean, it can get a little annoying because you like showing me a lot of like videos and shit, but you you try your best to sometimes like incorporate theater or music into it and stuff like that, which is nice to have me interested in it. So that's good. But yeah.
Speaking of that, tomorrow the new League of Legends music video comes out, and I will be showing you that at some point. I know you're gonna roll your eyes, but
watch it. We'll see.
One way or another, I will get her to watch
But anyway, yeah. I mean, you're always playing with your friends and stuff like that, and then I obviously make fun of you, like for your nerdiness. But it's not just in a playful, fun way.
No, and I think people appreciate that too. Like
your friends always laugh at it. And enjoy
most
it.
people like even dating back prior to the friend group that I'm with now, like back in the early days, you would always come on and just joke around with people.
Yeah, I like going on, I'll put on his headset sometimes and, I'll just joke around with him and his friends and make fun of him, make casual funny jokes and stuff like that. But, for being a game nerd. But, gaming nerds, I'll make fun of everyone for being all these nerdies, but not like, just in a playful, fun way, like in just a fun, casual way.
Yeah,
everyone enjoys it and it's funny, so.
If anybody actually takes any of the jokes.
Oh, they don't.
I mean, nobody has, but you never know with some people. You have to. Ugh. Anyways,
it's okay. I mean,
and
people make fun of actors.
To be clear, she feeds the addiction to a certain extent. Like
bit.
you have. So dating back, we started dating in.
I got you a whole bunch of this stuff.
Oh,
I got you your PlayStation.
Which one?
The third,
4. We're close, yeah.
3, 4. I don't know. I got it as a gift for you when you kind of first started getting into gaming. Did I help you get an Xbox One?
You got me my Xbox for my birthday.
I got you the Xbox. I got him the Xbox One for his birthday, and then I proceeded later to get him. This was before we were like, I don't know if we were engaged at this point, but PS4 was when we were dating. Or no, the Xbox One was when we were dating. I got you the PS4 when we were engaged, I think. And then, then I got him. I surprised him one year for his birthday and got him a really nice gaming chair that he used for a whole bunch of years. And then what else? got you games and stuff
You
like
got
that.
me the mouse, the keyboard for Christmas. I pretty much almost
Lots of things.
almost.
And now he steals my microphone, as you can see down here.
Okay.
Yeah. My singing microphone. He steals it to make his little voice recording memos.
I'm sure people were going to love the audio.
This is my microphone. I bought it for my voice lessons and my singing, and he stole it. So I still use it, but
So when COVID hit, I feel like you and I invested a lot into stay-at-home stuff. So you, as you already mentioned, you got the Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
I got a new PC. You ended up getting...
I had to get a brand new laptop, too, because my other one... I had to get a new Apple laptop because my other MacBook broke after, years of, complications with it, so...
Broke. I took it to the Apple store. The guy opens it up and says that the
spilled
motherboard...
something in it. I know, but in all fairness, you have to admit, for years prior to that, I've always had issues with that laptop. Always.
Yeah.
I took it to Apple Store once a month because it was always having issues, and they would never send me a new one.
You had it for a solid 6 years.
Yeah.
It lasted a long time.
Lasted. I had issues with it the entire time. But anyway, my point is, I had to get a new one, so I got a brand new MacBook Air, but that was there's a big sale going on for it, so that was luckily, I think we got it for only $600. It was
we got yours for $600. My PC was
900 or 1,000.
It was, I think it was 1,000 flat because it was on sale from 1,800.
Yeah, but then it ended up becoming in handy and absolutely necessary that I had my laptop because now I'm in school again. So yeah,
and I now use all your stuff as well.
Yep.
The microphone.
He's using my laptop as we speak too.
And the tripod.
And my tripod.
And yeah.
Because I'm an actor and I have to record self-tapes, especially with COVID going on. I have to record a lot of self-tapes to submit for auditions and stuff. And so I had to buy a new tripod. I had to buy this microphone. This microphone is specifically for my voice lessons, but then it helps as well with self-tapes and all that. And then the computers for school. So he kind of has been using all these took them all, so...
Well, okay, to be fair, I needed
cool.
the laptop to be able to record the microphone so you could sit comfortably on the couch so we're not hunched over a desk over there.
Yep, it is comfortable. You can see the puppos here. We got Coco and we got little Luna here. Yeah. The puppos. But, yeah, so...
So I want to switch for a little bit to talk about you specifically. So
Me?
Yeah. Most people already know my story. I kind of made it out there, but I want to get a little bit more on you. So obviously I know, but for the people abroad, obviously you said you're back in school right now. Why are you back in school? What are you studying for? What are you hoping for in the next few years?
Well, I mean, he knows because we're married and we literally live in this apartment.
No, I have no clue at all.
But I'll tell you, I'll tell your little group that your group that watches YouTube.
Hey, it's growing.
It's definitely growing. You're doing very well. Actually, in all fairness, to me, I've helped his growing in his YouTube channel. I've made suggestions. I was the one that told you to do your videos.
I'm just thinking that wording could be taken the wrong way.
What?
Nothing. Go on.
What?
Nothing. It was a joke. It was a pun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, but I have helped a lot with that. I encouraged him to do videos and stuff when he was just doing audio. And I actually used to... I think I was the one that told you should do audio in the first place. Because I said, hey, why don't you do some podcasts and give yourself something to do? So, and then I was like, you need to do videos. And now you're getting a little steady following. So hopefully, we'll get more and more people watching your little podcast.
One more subscriber to get to 10 total subscribers on YouTube. Hey, it's a start.
It is definitely a start. I'm not making fun of that. It is. Everyone has to start somewhere. So the more you work your way up, the more you'll get subscribers. So, but yeah. But anyway, so
back to you. This is about you.
So yeah. Let's see. So born and raised in Camp Hill, Pennsylvania.
Where?
Camp Hill, Pennsylvania.
Where?
No, I don't know either. No, but David and I actually went to high school together, and then we kind of just I had a little crush on him, but nothing really ended up we never we just kind of talked as friends. We were in chorus together, and I was the VP, so I had to take attendance every day. I could never say his last name, Szajnuk. Who would know how to say that? I used to be I could never say it.
To be clear, she was 2 grades under me. So if I was a senior, she was a sophomore.
Yes, I was a sophomore. Well, but anyway, we kind of one time at a chorus concert, we had a really nice talk at like a dinner thing going on, and I don't know, like, you know, for the chorus concert, and obviously I liked him a little bit, but nothing really happened. And then he went to college, and I was like, well, I guess there's, you know, that. And then a couple years later, you know, we kind of just started talking. I kind of put some little hints out there, and he messaged me, and we kind of started talking, and we just you know, started dating, fell in love, all the normal stuff, and we've been together now for almost 8 years. So it's been a roller coaster. But anyway, so we were in Pennsylvania. We ended up going to the same college. I got into this amazing music program at the same school he went to, which is Methodist University.
Shout out to MU.
Yeah. I auditioned actually for the chorale, and I ended up getting into the vocal performance program, where I kind of, you know, focused in on vocal performance, opera, which is amazing. And then, you know, after a couple of years, I figured, you know, the school wasn't really for me. I wanted more of the actual performance musical theater aspect. So I auditioned for the American Musical and Dramatic Academy here in New York City. And I got in, and it's been the best experience of my life. I studied for 2 years. It's an intensive Broadway training school. Or, you know, not just Broadway, you know, they also teach for film, TV shows, but but the musical theater program is the largest at the school. It's an amazing school. I met so many wonderful people there, and graduated then. And when I was in school, halfway, you know, when I was actually in studying school, I applied to work at the theater as a front of house, and I ended up eventually, right before I graduated, I got an interview to be an usher for the theaters.
So, to pause you real quick there, how did you get this job at the theater? Like, what did you do?
I went around to every single Broadway theater in a short span of time that I was able to get to, and I submitted my resume in person. Obviously, you can apply through the actual, you know, the companies, but sometimes it can be a little more personal when you do that, because it can go right to the house managers and stuff, so who can get it to the higher up. So eventually, you know, I got called in for an interview for a substitute usher position, and I amazingly got this position, and I started working as a substitute usher. I trained at Waitress the musical, the Brooks Atkinson Theater, and met the most like amazing team of people. I mean, you've met most of them. You know, they're just the best people in the world. And I worked there consistently for about a year. I saw so many productions of Waitress, probably, you know, hundreds and hundreds. And eventually I landed a full-time gig at the Lent-Fontaine Theater, where the Tina Turner musical is currently going on. And again, that group of people that work there they're my family, and I love it. And after a few months of being full-time, that's when COVID hit, and unfortunately temporarily laid off until the theater comes back. But I do have, you know, a permanent position at this theater, so my job will return as long as Broadway returns, which it will. But it's been a roller coaster ride. But other than that, you know, I'm an actress in musical theater. I'm trying to make my way to Broadway. In the meantime, when I graduated AMDA, I booked a couple of off-Broadway shows. I've been in 3 or 4 off-Broadway shows. So you were in... Does the one out on Governor's Island count? Is it an off-Broadway That
show?
was an off-Broadway. No, it was kind of more like a sort of community regional theater type gig. It was I worked at a couple different shows. I worked at a Rising Sun Performance Company for a reading on Governor's Island. And then I booked a show off Broadway at actually with somebody who worked with me on the same show at Governor's Island. I booked an off Broadway show called Opposites and Contradictions at Theater 80 St. Mark's, and then I ended up eventually getting connected to a good friend of mine who ended up auditioning me for a amazing off Broadway show called A Therapy Session with Myself, where I first started off in the role of Erin and ensemble, and then eventually I took over the lead female role of Kelly. That also was, I was in that show for almost probably getting close to a year until, once again, it was going to close in May and COVID shut it down in March, and that was the last of our performances.
So what you're telling me is that you were making out with other guys other than your husband for a year.
I had a boyfriend in the show. I didn't make out with him though. That was weird, but I stage kissed, but I had a boyfriend in the show. So yeah, and other than that, I've done a lot of developmental readings for shows, a lot of just performances, community regional type theater gigs. Right before I came to New York, I did an amazing gig at Theater Harrisburg as the lead role in Danny Girl, the musical. So
Which
yeah,
I would argue still one of my favorite.
that was my favorite
vocal
role.
performances.
Yeah, I basically played a young girl at 20 years old who was dying of cancer. It's called Danny Girl. I played the girl Danny Lyons, and it was one of the funnest, like most amazing experience of musicals I've ever worked on. And it was at Theater Harrisburg in Harrisburg, PA, and that's right before I moved to New York. And then David went to NYU, and we for accounting, and we kind of just combined everything. We moved here, and it's been an amazing life. So yeah, I'm just like I said, I'm just working my way up, trying to make it eventually to Broadway. And in the meanwhile, I've been doing kind of Zoom readings of shows and like auditioning via online because nothing else.
So that's
is
what
going
I wanted to
on.
ask is how has the auditioning world changed? Because previously you would wake up at 4:30 in the morning, go get in line for a show, get your spot in an audition, hopefully audition by 12, and then get to class later in the day.
So I audition, at least several times a week. Some, there were points in my time where I was auditioning every single day, several times a day, all day. In order to get into, when you're a non-union actor, in order to get in auditions, you have to typically go, you have to wake up very early. You have to go line up at the audition site and wait hours for the auditions to begin. And sometimes you're seen, sometimes you're not. If it's a non-union gig, typically you're always going to be seen unless, they run out of time. If it is a union gig, maybe you'll get seen. It depends. Obviously, I'm hoping to join the union in the future. Just kind of, but right now I'm non-union. So I'll wait for hours and audition, and eventually get in. And I've had some amazing experiences then. I wasn't allowed to audition until my 4th semester of AMDA though. So I didn't do that prior to that. But in my 4th semester of AMDA, I started auditioning daily with my friends. And yeah, we had some amazing experiences. And then after that, I continued auditioning at least a few times a week. I would do it. Luckily, working in the theater was a perfect job because I could work in the evenings. I had mornings to audition. So that was awesome. Made many memories there. But but it's been very, very different going from auditioning in person. I'm an in-person kind of person. I like being in person. And so it was very interesting going from auditioning in person all the time to now I'm just kind of submitting self-tapes for Zoom readings, Zoom musicals. Some things are in person, but not many. And if they are, they're obviously very COVID, heavy protocols.
Yeah, and I said this at the beginning of COVID when looking at the scenario because you were pretty upset for a little bit about everything closing, and by all means, you still have reason to. But
yeah, I mean, you have to understand. This is my entire life. This is my passion, my career, and everything has been taken away. Not just the theaters, not just Broadway, auditioning, performing, Broadway, everything in my life has been taken away. And it really hurts. And currently, and it just got announced that a couple days ago that, the theaters are closed until June. And while it's understandable due to COVID, it doesn't make it any less heartbreaking. And, so that's been hard on me. But, yeah.
The competitor in me, though, always viewed the situation a little bit differently in the sense that we've known for an extended period of time now that you have a very mature voice. You do not sound your age at all. Actually,
interesting thing about that. Going back a little bit, since I was younger, as you know, I started, singing professionally. I'd say around like 10 years old. I started taking voice lessons, and I was trained classically. I was, my voice teacher quickly discovered I was a legit soprano. And my range has just kind of grown since I was younger, and now I sing opera. I'm actually a pretty high singer. I typically can sing up to like, a D6, which is pretty high. But so I can sing pretty high, and so I kind of developed that into classical musical theater opera. I used to be just classical, because to just sing classical, singing arias and things like that. And then I started working into classical musical theater.
How many languages did you sing back
I've sang a lot. I've sang German, Latin, Italian, French, lots of different languages. But so I would sing a lot of arias and stuff. And then I started kind of converting my, combining my classical and opera with musical theater. And so now I sing more classical and musical theater typically, but I can still do current as well. But current, what are they called? Very like present musicals, modern musicals. Yeah. But classical musicals are definitely my thing more. But yeah, so.
But I always said that it sucks in the sense that finding roles for you in a show at our age is actually going to be tough. It would technically get better as you got older because your voice
sort
would
of.
you look very young, but your voice is very mature. And as time would go on, more and more opportunities will open up for you. COVID technically helps you to a certain extent by getting you closer to that period without missing any official time that shows
not really.
open.
To be honest with you, no,
Really?
that's not the case. No. Because here's the thing. I'm losing opportunities every single day to audition and get myself out there. It doesn't matter if I'm officially going to get there or not due to age. I'm still losing opportunities so yeah, as David was saying, I do have a bit more of a mature singing voice. Obviously I'm young. I'm in my early 20s, but I have a very mature, older singing voice, especially when I sing opera and legit soprano. It's very mature. And so, often a lot of roles I'm going to book in the future might be a little bit older. I would love to be Carlotta on Phantom of the Opera one day. However, but here's the thing. As you can see, I only graduated in 2019. I booked technically 4 off-Broadway shows and done a whole bunch of developmental readings. So I'm getting there. I'm doing pretty well for myself. So I definitely can book roles that are my age. So mostly COVID, the effects have been negative for me. But in some ways it's been good because I've been able to step back, focus on my career, focus on my content more, and growing as an individual and performer. So that's good. But yeah, I more than anything, I want to be able to audition again and get out there and sing and perform again. I really miss it. So, and that doesn't mean just because I have a little bit of an older voice doesn't mean I won't book tons of roles my age all the time.
No, I don't. Again, you know this. I don't.
Yeah.
That's not how it's intended to come off when I say that. It's more of a compliment than anything.
Oh yeah, I know.
But
I know. So yeah, that's a little about me.
one of the areas that I feel like is a very strong point in our relationship, which I've personally always felt was keen to a successful marriage over the long term, is the ability to identify that your goals align in some capacity, or at least your life kind of goes together in some way, shape, or form. That was always a concern for me in regards to when we started our relationship, because we were long distance for 1.5 years. Whenever we were
before I went down with him at the same time as college, he was studying for 1.5 years. We were long distance relationship while I was in high school and he was in college. I was in my senior year and you were in your freshman year of college, and we kind of
so
junior and then senior year.
So there had to be something that brought us together full time in order for that to work. And that Jesus, Luna is snoring.
I don't know if you can hear her, but she's been snoring. She's snoring, so.
But,
a lot of things kind of led us together. We ended up, luckily our paths really crossed over time. You going on to, he was looking at a lot of different schools, typically down in North and South Carolina, right?
Whenever I graduated, prior to graduating Methodist, I was looking at grad school because I didn't know what I formally wanted to do yet. I just swapped out of the professional golf management. Well, I was still technically in it. I still graduated with it, but I got out of marketing, went into accounting, and didn't know what I wanted to do from there. So I was looking at Wake Forest, looked at NC State. Then you got accepted into AMDA. And that changed everything.
Because this is my dream finally coming true. And by the way, separate point, I've always wanted to live in New York. It's been my dream. I've always wanted to live in New York. So getting accepted into this amazing musical theater school in New York was just absolutely a dream come true.
And I never considered it. I mean, I did
And now it's funny because now you love it more than I do to an extent.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did. My dad always gets on me in the sense that I did the internship over in, was it Rivervale, New Jersey? What was the name of the golf club? It was Edgewood Country Club, where I lived above the pro shop for 3 months.
Yeah.
I was 20 minutes away from the city and never came once. At
crazy.
All. And
I would go here anytime I absolutely could. I would go see Broadway shows as much as possible.
But
our paths just luckily kind of aligned. I got accepted into AMDA, and it was the best thing that's ever happened to me. And so then David, because at this point we were engaged and we were talking about getting married. And so David we were trying to figure out how to make our paths align. And you started applying to schools in and around New York to come with me this time.
Yeah.
And luckily, and I think you got accepted to all three of them, right? And then
I applied to Penn State, main campus, Temple, and NYU. NYU being
our biggest hopes and dreams. Because if you got accepted to NYU, it would have been perfect.
But it didn't. I mean, even my parents will tell you to this day, I don't think any of us realistically thought that I was going to get in.
I thought you definitely had a good chance. It was just, we weren't sure because it's such a competitive school. So
100%.
And their grades, I mean, not that your grades weren't spectacular. They were. It's just their grades. They NYU wants very, very high, strict grades. And so, we weren't sure because, you got great grades, but it was, we weren't sure it was on that line. So, yeah.
Well, we talked about it last night on the way to dinner, and that the essays that I wrote for Penn State and Temple were very middle of the road in the sense where, I made it focus about accounting, etc. But for NYU, I kind of went all out on just the big macroeconomic goal view of things. Mm-hmm. And somehow, some way, I still don't understand to this day because I found out I was the lowest GPA and lowest GMAT score getting in by 30, 40 points. Mm-hmm. Out of everybody in my class, without question. Yeah. But somehow it worked.
And it was so thankful because we were talking, we were like, oh my God, we hope to God he gets into NYU because if he doesn't, it was going to be long distance again. He got in and we ended up moving to the city together, and now arguably he likes it even more than I do, even though I love the city. But, David, absolutely obsessed with the city.
Love it.
And moved into a nice studio, and now we're in a 1-bedroom, and we just kind of worked our way up. Oh, and so since then, I forgot to mention, but after I was bored and quarantined for a while and Animal Crossing ran out eventually, I decided I'm very close to my bachelor's. I did 2 years at Methodist University. I did 2 years at AMDA, and I don't have an associate's because Methodist I ended up transferring to AMDA, and AMDA does a performance certificate program, which is great, but I wanted a degree. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm only 36 credits away from a bachelor's degree. So I was like, well, there's nothing else to do right now. I finally have the chance to do it. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back to school and get my bachelor's degree. And this is something I've always wanted to do since AMDA, but time, money, all that stuff, never really came together, especially time. I never really had the chance to go back to school. And I was like, I'm going to miss the opportunity. I'm never going to get my bachelor's degree if I don't do it. And so to an extent, COVID was kind of a blessing. In that sense, not a blessing as a whole, but I mean for me in that sense, because it opened time for me to finally be able to go back to school and something I've wanted to do for a while. So now I got accepted into the New School University for musical theater, which is the only school that takes AMDA credits. And
other than AMDA LA,
AMDA LA, which I was not going to move.
We talked about doing for a little bit.
Yeah, but my entire career and life is here, so I didn't want to do that.
When I was let go from CBS for COVID.
Yeah.
I remember that being a focal point of discussion is do we consider going out to the West Coast?
Yeah. We never really ended up following through with that at all. But it was an idea.
I don't think we ever got the proper time to consider it.
Yeah.
We had to act very quickly based on the situation we were in, and it felt like this was the best case for you, and then obviously Peloton came for me, so it was a phenomenal chance.
But it was great. I finally got time to finish it up, and I now ever since I'm studying musical theater at the New School in Luna snoring again, and I'm going to be graduating technically in May.
So you just got to approve that you'll be graduating.
My credits kind of got messed up with financial aid, what was accepted and what was not, but I will be walking in commencement and graduating with my class in May of next year, and then finishing my last few credits technically in summer, which is what is going on right now because fall, spring, and summer all kind of graduating at the same time because of COVID and everything going on. So it's probably going to be a virtual commencement, but I'm happy because a couple of my AMDA friends also are graduating at the same time. So I'll be getting my BFA in musical theater soon. So, yeah.
So I'm curious to know, kind of shifting this back to video games and life going forward here in the city.
Well, we got to talk about me because I'm awesome. Just
kidding. Duh, obviously.
It's fun to talk about, a mix of gaming and I mean, it really is interesting because we're completely like different yet the same in so many ways. Like
we have some like, pretty big. So what are you astrology wise?
I'm a kind of a cross between Scorpio and a Sagittarius. I'm on the like literally the line of between both of them. I'm technically more Scorpio, but I consider myself a Sagittarius too. And he's a Leo.
I'm a Leo.
They don't typically go together very.
They very rarely go together. We are both very stubborn.
We're both very stubborn. Very passionate.
Very passionate. Very bullheaded.
But very loving and caring, and we care a lot about each other and trustworthy and stuff, which is nice. But we are very different people. I mean, he's a freaking accountant. He's a math person.
Hey, I'm not the standard boring accountant.
No, you're not. But I'm not. I've never been good at math. It's not my forte. I'm good with business. I've been taking a lot of business classes at the new school. I'm good with business. Math, though, really has never been my forte. And you've always been so good at that. But like a musical theater arts person marrying a accountant numbers guy who's into video games, it's very different.
It actually worked out though in the sense where
it did.
We cover two different ideological thoughts, although it doesn't scare me, but what's going to be really interesting is when the time to have kids comes, one of our kids is going to end up like you and one's going to end up like me.
We'll see.
And it's going to be interesting.
If they both end up like me, we'll be good.
Yeah. Okay. You already know they're both going to end up like me. And yeah.
Nah,
you're just going to have to accept it.
I can see them both ending up like both of us, which is scary.
I'm curious because I don't think we haven't talked about this in a while.
Look at her hair. It's all like, look at his hair. His hair's never been this long. I'm sorry, just pointing this out. His hair has never been this long. He's always had to cut it super short for all of his jobs he's ever had. And his hair is freaking wild.
Peloton allows me to grow it out a little bit longer.
He needs a trim.
I need a trim, but I prefer it to be long. So Kenny in the last video actually commented that I look drastically different than the last time he saw me.
I like a little bit longer hair, but he does need to get it cleaned up a little bit. I mean, look at this. Look at this. like, ooh. But
thank you. That was very much needed to put it directly in my face.
But anyway, we're two very different people. So it's very interesting, combining a gamer and a, musical theater people, like a musical theater person together. It's not.
We talked about this though often. From the sense that I feel like I definitely do dabble in your area more than you think.
You understand it to an extent, yeah.
Well, not only understand it, but like
and you appreciate the arts. You like seeing theater every now and then, and
well, I mean, I even loved doing it as a kid up until 6th grade when I was told I sucked at a talent show, and then I just kind of gave it all up and was like, nah.
It's not. It's actually hard to know if you actually have a decent singing voice because you never sing. And if I actually ask you, hey, seriously, sing for me. Like, I want to hear what you sound. You always joke it around and like go, like that's what you do.
Well, I completely lack the self-confidence to do it.
And I'm sure you have a nice singing voice, like
that's the reason why I love singing in chorale was that you could blend your voice in with everybody else.
You were a bass.
I was a baritone. Thank you.
You were a baritone? I thought
I
was bass.
No, I was a baritone.
Really?
No, Davey was a bass.
Oh,
he had the deep. Him, Andy, and who else? There was one other bass.
I don't remember.
I can't remember for
Max.
the life. Was it Max?
I don't know.
It might have been Max.
But anyway, yeah.
Shout out to the Methodist Chorale Squad that went to Europe with us. That was our only trip outside of
we traveled Europe. That was a blast. We had so much fun.
We went to the Netherlands,
Germany,
Belgium, Germany, and France.
Yes, we had a blast. Netherlands was beautiful. Was my favorite. I mean, they were all beautiful, all the countries, but I loved the Netherlands. Was my favorite to visit.
If you had to pick a place to go right now, where would you go?
Anywhere in the world?
No COVID restrictions, no nothing.
Hawaii.
Really?
I would love to go. I'm a vacation. I'm a tropical vacation kind of girl. I mean, obviously, Dave and I take a lot of cruises, so cruise would be my first pick. But like I'm saying, if I went anywhere specifically, like not on a cruise, like I would want to go to Hawaii 100%. That's somewhere I want to go. So yeah. I'm
torn between. It's hard. I don't have any.
How did you come up with this question? Where did this come from?
Just came off the top of my head and I asked it.
I mean, I guess it came from talking about Europe, but.
I'm the type of conversationalist that I will just pick one thing within the last sentence that you say or the last bit of conversation that you have and just kind of go at it from there. You look like you have a question.
Thinking about I don't know, ideas.
Of what?
Just places we'll have to go in the future.
I have 4 on my bucket list. Italy, Hawaii, Ireland, and China, specifically Shanghai. Like
That's cool. We also wanted to go to Singapore.
Yeah, that was the one. We said we want to do like 2 weeks. You want to do like a week in China. You want to visit Singapore and then do Seoul, Korea as well.
Maybe, yeah. We'll see. Lots of different options. But yeah, so we have lots of plans to do all this together. Lots of different travel.
We have lots of plans. Will we ever get them done? God,
we love traveling. We love going to tropical vacations here. We love cruises and stuff, and that's fun.
We just need somebody to watch the little ones.
Typically have our parents watch Luna and Coco, but
that gets a little bit more complicated now that Marley's in the picture. My mom got a little. Do you even know what the breed is?
Cavapoo.
Yeah, a little Cavapoo, little tiny little thing, smaller than Coco. Coco's
for now
tiny enough. So to wrap up everything here, I have a bunch of trivia questions.
Wait, we didn't get to talk more about video games. Well, being married to you.
So that's the thing. I have a bunch of trivia questions here for you that are related to video games to
I
see
don't know.
how much.
You're gonna make me look like an idiot on camera.
I'm not gonna make you look like an idiot because I think you will get some of these. Okay? And some of these are more social.
All right.
What does the word poggers mean?
It's that weird little green frog emoji thing that you use.
Yes, but poggers is a very specific face.
Doesn't he go like this?
No, that's Monka.
Is it the like eyes, the squinting?
That's also the one where he's like.
Like no, I'm not talking about the one that's just like this. He's like sticking his face out. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, no, that's the same thing. He has like a.
I don't know.
So poggers is like a holy crap type of emotion.
I mean, I got most of that right.
You got the fact that it was the little green frog.
You said what is it, so I said that. You didn't say what his facial expression was. You said what is it.
Okay, true. Okay, I will give you the point just based on the technicality.
He asked what it is. He didn't say what it looks like.
What is my favorite esports team?
Optic.
I will.
Until they got bought out?
Yes.
Is that what happened?
Yes, you're correct. Now who's my favorite team?
Didn't they win something? They won, like you told me about this before.
They didn't win anything in League of Legends. They're not even in League of Legends.
Oh, I know what it is too. Is it that white sweatshirt you have?
No, that's 100 Thieves. They're kind of like a con.
I don't know. I'm forgetting.
I nearly just roasted. I'm sorry. 100 Thieves is an esports team that is basically a content and sales brand. NRG.
Oh, okay. Wait, are they specifically League of Legends?
Yeah, so NRG is remember Hex, the guy that I...
Wait, I thought you asked me what your favorite esports team was. You didn't say League of Legends.
No, I didn't. No, NRG is my favorite team, period. No.
Okay, all right. But Optic was definitely your favorite, and still technically was until it
yeah, and Hex just recently bought it out,
so I was not
everything's
wrong.
Up in the air. No, you are not wrong at all.
Go on.
What is my favorite game at the moment?
League of Legends.
Okay.
No, like I literally just been talking about this the whole time. You play League of Legends all the time, except sometimes you play Among Us, that game, and sometimes Call of Duty. You're excited for the new one coming out, right?
Yeah.
But you play a lot of that stuff. But League of Legends you are always playing as well. So.
What is the biggest esports tournament in the world?
What do you mean?
What is the biggest? There is one specific.
League of Legends.
What's the name of it?
Worlds.
Oh, there you go. You got it. That's it.
Was that what you're asking?
Yeah. It's It's ongoing right now.
Worlds.
It's the.
Yeah. Again, he talks nonstop about all these things, which is great. I listen clearly.
She got mad at me for waking up at 8 o'clock.
No,
on Saturday.
you got up once at like 4 a.m. to watch something.
To be fair,
to
be fair, that was a live event that I went to in person in Koreatown. It was the one on Saturday where we went to bed at like 5 a.m. I woke up at 8 to see how it was going, watched the final game, then went back to sleep till
All right,
noon.
Continue your questions.
Who is my gaming role model?
I don't know. There are so many.
I'll give you a hint. It's the guy that you think comes off cocky.
I don't know.
Owns Optic.
I don't know.
Hex.
You would just say that? Why would you? I don't think he's cocky. Who are you talking about?
No, the one video that you listened to, like, he was kind of like humbly bragging in the background. You're like, who's that guy? He sounds cocky. And I was like, that's
I don't think he's cocky. It was just like a one.
No, I know. I'm clearly joking. Like, you have no clue what he looks like. You only know like 2 seconds of what he sounds like.
I was joking around. I was like, oh,
I know.
He seems like I'm clearly, if that's the case, then I'm cocky because I'm playing around being full of myself too. Even though I'm not actually full of myself, I'm just playing around. So.
Again, if anybody takes anything too seriously, then that's their own issue.
You never know.
Ooh, my favorite one. What is your favorite name that you've ever given any of my gamer friends? So for content, ZZ.
Yeah, but I've given you. He has a lot of gamer friends, and again, after a long time, playing with them for years, they, after talking to them and stuff, they kind of become my friends too. I mean, I wouldn't say my friends. I mean, I don't know them that well, but like acquaintances, and so we start, again, since I jokingly have fun with you and your friends, making fun of you, even though I'm not actually, just messing around with you. Having fun. I start coming up with fun, cute names, what I call cute names for some of his friends and stuff like that, based off their gamer profiles. Not typically their actual names. It's mostly their gamer profiles, right?
I was gonna say, really, there's not too many people that I know their actual name outside of
like if you give me their handle, I'll probably be able to say like the joke.
Kento and Jones obviously are like two of the people that I actually know in real life. Like Jones actually slept in our apartment.
I'll joke around and say funny, cute little names that just to be playful. That's all. So
final question to wrap everything up. Why do you love the gamer side of me?
Because I like your nerdiness. I mean, honestly, and like but I mean, everyone has like a nerdy side to them, I guess. Like, but I don't know. You're just kind of like, you're very passionate about it. It makes you happy, gives you something to do, and you're a very, very passionate, active person. I say that like this because it's like a little much sometimes, but that's who you are, and I am too within theater, and so that's okay. But I don't know. I love your quirkiness, your little nerdiness with it, and just how passionate, excited you are about things, especially when something new is coming out, like some big new game or some competition, stuff like that. Whatever's happening, some world, I don't know, whatever. You're always just like, giddy little person.
I'm already warning you, when NRG gets back into League of Legends, you just won't see me on Saturdays and Sundays for like 5 months out of the year. It's just not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
Whenever they're playing, I'm just gone.
I have hiccups.
Wait.
It's not gonna happen.
Well, to let you go solve your hiccups. I
have hiccups.
Thank you so much
How did I get hiccups? I'm not eating anything.
Thank you so much for taking...
This is why he loves me, because things happen. I mean, I'm getting all red. I'm getting blushy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, it's nice to be on your podcast or video thing now. I like it. And, he brought up this idea to me, and I thought it was a great idea to talk about that, because you don't really see a lot of videos out there like with talking about your wife or girlfriend or whoever married to a gamer. You don't see that many. So
Coco's cold.
No cookies.
Thank you.
But yeah, so it was really fun being on the podcast, and it was nice to like talk to all of you and David, and David's followers and friends. If you're watching this, I am a nice person and funny and cool.
As she always says to everybody that she meets, follow her on Instagram.
Follow me on Instagram.
What's your handle?
Emily Szajnuk, but you can't SZAJNUK because you never can spell his last name.
I will link. It's your last name too, not his last name.
His last name. But no, I'm awesome. I honestly love all you guys, and you guys are great. Oh, you guys are great friends to David, and you guys are awesome. And I love like playing around and being playful and funny with you guys because it's a lot of fun.
The people who aren't actually my friends and are just randomly viewing this on YouTube.
You too, guys. Thanks for supporting the videos and podcasts, because that's how you start off. I mean, he might not have a ton of subscribers right now, but you will get, the more and more you do these, the more you will. So everyone has to start somewhere. So I think it's great.
Anyways.
So yeah, my hiccups are going all over the place.
Sounds good. I gotta let Coco out. I think you're making dinner next for
yourself.
I
had class tonight, so I have night class, and then he's like, oh, let's record this right after. So I need to make dinner.
You're busy tomorrow, so.
Yep, so I need to make dinner. But it was lovely talking to all you guys, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a like, leave a comment if you want to converse about anything. Follow on Spotify, 5-star ratings on Apple. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.